first, I wanted to ask you guys about this photo. I don't know if Alfred can see it, but what is going on here? I need to know the story behind this look, the the leather leggings, the bikini top. What's the story?
That's why I turned my video off, Brian.
That picture just brings back such happiness. Yeah, we had some wild parties on set. It was great. And that particular party, I don't even know what the theme was. But yeah, I know there was a water slide, and I know that Alfred won the costume competition. So
Clearly.
It was a lot of hard work, Brian, but congrats to everyone else for the hard work they put in on their costumes as well.
Yeah, I think you pulled it off nicely. Good job. And just what was the vibe like? Because as you mentioned, there were parties. I think Sam said there were a lot of extracurricular activities. It just seems like you guys got along really well, maybe even more than like the usual production.
yeah, we really did. We were so lucky. And I think it was kind of instant really from day one. You know, we just really bonded as a cast and also with our director, Dries. And it just, they're kind of very rare, those relationships, and they still continue to this day, and it's very special when you get a job like that. And this was one of those.
It really was that. It was a joy. It was a joyous shoot, and on the other side, we all sort of got along and just kind of instantly, and there was just a good vibe between us. But also on the other side of it, Dries had been working with his crew for something like 3 consecutive years. So everyone knew each other. So there was this nice thing that they had all that familiarity. We immediately sort of got on and had that just sort of good chemistry between us. And then they were very open and welcoming with us. So we became this sort of big traveling circus family, sort of on the road shooting and having parties.
And it's like when they're, this show, obviously there are some spicier scenes. Does that kind of help when the cast does really get along really well from the beginning? Does it make it easier down the line? I know that obviously now there's intimacy coordinators involved. I think everything in general seems to make it so it's more of a welcoming vibe, especially when there are some of the scenes you guys had to film for a show like this.
Yeah, it makes it so much easier. If you really get on with your co-stars, it's great. But obviously, with the intimacy coordinators it's great. There's that level of trust, but also you can, there's that freedom to speak plainly and to work out, mathematically, really. It's just like a dance routine, what's going to happen. But if you're doing those scenes with friends of yours, then it just takes all the pressure off and you feel very kind of safe and very held.
Totally that. And it makes everything, I think, richer. The experience of being together doing the endeavor, but also the work that you're doing, because, there's a level of understanding and kind of excitement that you're getting to work together and piece those things. There's good communication. There's so much that enriches what ends up going on the screen.
And, on this show, sparks fly between Evie and Danny almost immediately after they move next door to one another. I'm curious for each of you, is there anyone you'd be sweating about if they moved in next door, like a celebrity hall pass or something like that?
There's a question.
That's great.
God.
I'll offer up Henry Cavill as mine.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I take Henry Cavill.
Nice. Goodness, who am I going to say? David Olusoga. He's a British historian. If he moved next door, I'd be at the curtains 24/7.
You'd be there every day. And, we know this show has been renewed for another season with a different cast. I'm just curious, how do you hope maybe they'll up the ante with things next season, and maybe any advice for the stars coming into it when it comes to tackling some of the material like this?
I just hope that they're having a really great time. In fact, I've no doubt that they are. Dries and his team are just so brilliant to work with. So I hope that it's a huge success for them, and I hope that they have a great time shooting it.
Secondly, I don't think they need advice from the likes of me, but exactly what Eleanor said, I'm sure they're having a good time, and that's probably the best thing they can do, because it's the kind of show I think that people will enjoy watching, and the enjoyment, even though that enjoyment infuses the whole thing with, I think, that part of it.
Mm. And Alfred, I have one last question for you. Just with a Harry Potter show coming out, if you had advice for the younger actors who are kind of stepping into that world, and what comes along with being part of that, because it is such a big thing for a young person, I think, to join.
Again, I question my own sort of experience and wisdom to giving advice, but and obviously their experience will be different, right? They're making it different kind. It's a television show, and they're doing it in a different context, and the material will be different, even though the foundation material will be the same. But to be honest, it's almost the same thing. I mean, it's the best advice I've ever been given is to enjoy it. Whatever it is, enjoy it. You know, that's a good reason to do anything. So I hope they are having a chance.